Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Wow, Todd, we got an absolutely wonderful show coming your way today, my friend. Yeah, so
Oh, you always have good shows, James.
well, this guy right here been on the show a couple of times, Todd. Last time he was on the show, we got over 20,000 views. So
Wow, that's a
you
lot
know,
of views.
anytime you're dealing with veterans, Todd, you know how that is. Man.
Yes, we all
Veterans
have a
reach out.
special place in our heart for veterans. Have done so much for our freedoms here.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Todd, let's get it started, man. Let's get it started.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I know you can see the excitement in me today because anytime I have one of my veteran brothers or sisters on talking about all the great things that they're doing, I just get excited because I spent 23 years in the military myself. So hey Todd, you already know, man. Our veterans, our great veterans out there, man, and not just the veterans, but the firefighters, the policemen, and all of those things that sacrifice so much to make sure that we have safety.
Yeah, it takes a special person to do that. Really someone with a big heart, and those are the real heroes. Everybody watches these comic book movies, but those people are the real heroes.
Yeah, and we got one on today, and I tell you, he's been on the show a couple of times. But Michelle is going to introduce him to us shortly. Dr. Cooley, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, James. I am doing great. I'm excited about the guest on the show today. We spoke a little before the show is airing live right now, but he has a lot of information to share with us. So really excited about his return as a guest to the show.
Well, I noticed he's coming to us with similar to what he had last time, but he also added a lot more things
Mhm.
to what he's doing. So, can you please introduce this absolutely wonderful guest and title the show, the guest, and the purpose of today's show?
Yes, well, the title of today's show is called USA Heroes, Selfless Heroes. And we're going to have a conversation with United States Navy veteran, founder, and CEO of Honoring USA Heroes, Edward Presnillo. And we're going to discuss how selfless heroes are volunteers and how we should never forget 9/11 heroes. And since 9/11, we're going to talk about, how many U.S. military people have passed away since. And we're going to talk about bringing awareness to Southern California of the events on 9/11 and also talk about Hats for Heroes. So let's introduce you to our guest today. Edward Presnillo is a member of Kiwanis of Temecula Valley Club since November 2017. He retired from Cox Communications in 2017 and is a resident of Marietta, California since May of 2017. He's a second generation U.S. Navy veteran. He serves as a hospital corpsman, first class, diving medical tech, veterinarian tech for the Navy's Marine Mammals Program. He also served in the end of the Vietnam era and a second tour duty during Desert Storm Persian Gulf era. He's well known in the area as Cole's dad, Cole, the service dog, surf dog, and an honorary member of Kiwanis of Temecula Valley Club. He is the founder of Honoring USA Heroes, starting at the beginning of 2020, a nonprofit organization dedicated to honoring our fallen first responders, military, and medical heroes who died on the line of duty, foreign and domestic, since 9/11. Honoring USA Heroes' mission is to create a world where heroes are never to be forgotten. So let's welcome back to the show, Edward Presnillo.
How you
Thank
doing,
you.
Ed?
Thank you, Dr. J.C. Cooley and Cooley. Boy, I just a few minutes before, I was tearing up. And I'm just, so many good things in my life has come along. And one of them was probably the best dog ever that I ever had. He's a black lab. His name is Cole. He's a service dog, surf dog. And, and he's a conversation breaker. Wherever I go, they're always talking about him. So they don't have to talk about me. They can talk about Cole, and he's going to be 14 this year. And boy, sometimes I think about him and I start to cry. And that's probably what happened right now. So,
Man, it's okay, man. I mean, service dogs are, they're just like us, Ed. I mean, they serve with us. They out to protect us. They out to lead us. They out to guide us. And, more than just family protector, guider, leader, all that good stuff. So Ed, can you tell our viewers and the listeners a little bit about you in case they missed the last shows that you was on? Tell them a little bit about you, where you grew up, and what
sure.
keep you motivated.
Let's just say that I grew up in Southern California, but I'm not from California. I'm from the Philippines, and my father was in the Navy. And when I was 5 years old, he decided to call for my mom, my brother, who's a year younger than me, and my sister, 3 years younger than me, and come join him in the United States. So when I was 5 years old, we left the Philippines and moved to Santa Barbara, a little town called Lompoc, California. He was stationed at Vandenberg. And, he went a couple of years there. And back in 1960, we moved to Southern California in San Diego area. And that's basically where I spent the rest of my life there, or the rest of my young days of growing up. And then eventually joining the Navy back in 1973. And from 1973 to 78, I was a corpsman, and I went to Hawaii with my first wife there, and joined the reserve unit and became a Navy diver. That was something that I wanted to do. And one of the requirements was you have to be able to swim 300 yards in so many minutes. You know what? I just knew enough about swimming to get into the Navy's basic requirements, swim 25 yards and back and stay afloat for 15 minutes. And that's what I did. And but when I decided to become a Navy diver, I said, I like the outdoors. I like the physical activities. But I had to train to be a diver, to swim, 300 yards. And in about 8 months, I did, because in Hawaii, there's a lagoon called, I forget now, Ala Moana Lagoon, and it's like 1,000 meters. And the first day that I went out there, I was wearing a life jacket because I couldn't trust myself. And I met a guy that on the reserve unit also wanted to join the diving unit, and he came out with me. He's an excellent diver and swimmer. So I went out there and I swam 25 yards, and then I cut out to the right, and I was at the beach. And I said, that's it for me the first day. The next day I went back out there, and as long as I know that I can go to the right, I was safe. So I just kept going further and further until I was able to swim to Ala Moana, which is like 1,000 meters with a 500-meter buoy. And I did it. I was able to do a 2.5-mile rough water swim about 8 months later. And that said I could pass that test to become a diver.
Right, that's many people can't pass that test. You already know that. I don't know if I could have passed it, Ed, but I tell you, Ed. So, what made you decide to join the military?
It was a coincidence that I humor myself because I couldn't get back to college one year because I didn't get along with the my tennis team that I was playing for, and what happened? I dropped too many courses that year, and I tried to come back, and they said, "No, you need to sit out a semester." And at that moment, I said, "You know what? I'm going to join the Navy." My father was in the Navy. I need to get out of town, so that's what happened with me. I joined the Navy, and got to see some of the world by joining. You know.
Did you learn a whole lot of valuable lessons from the Navy that you utilize today?
Exactly. You know, but you know what I learned a lot about being a Filipino, being raised, growing up for 5 years in the Philippines, and then coming over here. I tell you, this is why a lot of the Filipinos want to come over here, is because of the country that we live in, the freedom, the opportunities that we have. All you got to do is work for it, you know. And when I did that, I look at, this is a great nation. And I'm not just speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for other people from other countries as they look at this country of ours and say, that's why they want to be here. It's because of the opportunities. If you work hard and you have a dream, you could do it. You could do anything here. And one of the things that I found out being part of the military is that the reason that we do a lot here in the U.S. is because of our heroes who had, like I always say, they sign on that dotted line knowing that one of these days they're going to have to give their life for our country. And that's what this joining the military was for me. When I saw that, they told me that's what I'm signing for, is to say I'm okay with this. And that's what our heroes are. They volunteered for these things.
And you certainly is a hero, and we're going to get off into that after the station break, but you're absolutely right. Wherever you watch the show at and listening to it on the radio, if radio 1-866-577-2473, you can call in, or whichever platform you watch, all you have to do is just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you I'll get it on. It's your life, and we'll be back with some more Ed shortly after the break.
I never wanna leave. Yeah, I'm right where I wanna be. It's something you and me, and I can't get rid of this feeling. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Hey, I'm so drawn to you. I'm so drawn to you. Yeah, yeah.
on tunein.com and odyssey.com.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James Cooley is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. Dr. Cooley is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I got this fantastic guest who's also a very good friend of mine, Mr. Eddie. You know, and I tell you what, we are getting ready to talk about some of the great things that this young man is doing, some of the programs he had created, you know, and his nonprofit and etc. You know, so I tell you what, if you want to be part of this conversation, you can pick up the phone and dial 1-866-577-2473, or you can go to whichever platform you're on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, I will get you in, and we will put it up on the screen and answer your question. Eddie, I love talking about your foundation, man. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners what is your foundation, what it does, and I think they're going to be just as excited as I am.
Well, thank you. It's my foundation is to ensure that the memories of our heroes are never forgotten, because unfortunately they are. And it all goes back to September 11, our heroes there. When I heard that 20 years later, that they're being forgotten, and a senior battalion chief was going through cancer treatment, and he says he's made peace with the Lord and he's ready to go. But what bothers him and hurts his heart is that this generation is forgetting about the heroes of 9/11 and what happened on 9/11. When I heard that, like I said, my big boy Cole was with me, and I was taking him surfing, and I yelled at him. I said, Cole, oh my God, I can help. I can help keep those memories alive of our heroes. And that's the idea of my memorial picture. That is a Bluetooth speaker system that when this is played during the party, as the life moves on of our families, and normally beautiful pictures are forgotten, the less and less conversation of our hero is dwindled down to almost zero. And not anymore with this picture. As I say, it becomes the life of the party, because now people are playing music. The families are playing music out of it. And the music comes out 170 degrees out. Not like your directional speakers were there. You hear the music and your ears turn you to that speaker. Well, when the party goes on, someone's going to say, hey, James, I've had a few drinks, but I can't find that speaker where that music's coming from. And so now they're going to go, see that picture on the wall there of my son, my brother, my father, my wife now, my sister, who gave their life for our country. They're paying for it. And you know what? That guest that's asking that question is going, that is sick. Jane, that is cool. No, you don't say cool anymore. That is dope. That's GOAT. They walk up to the picture and they're going, oh my God, it is a picture, a speaker. And then after a few minutes or a few seconds, actually, they'll go, what happened to him or her? Now the story is told. And James, when you hear music and emotion combined, what happens?
Get excited. Get excited. You get tearful sometimes.
Yes. When memories come back, are triggered by music. Do you remember I remember in high school, the first dance that I heard Stairway to Heaven, and I wanted to slow dance with this young lady that I wanted to. And that was emotional to me. But when I finally asked her, and she said yes, that music, Stairway to Heaven, I'll always think about that moment. That's because I got emotional. I said, I can't believe she's dancing with me.
Oh yeah. You know what? You sent a video. I'm gonna play a few minutes of it. I can't play the whole video. But let's give our viewers and our listeners a quick view of what you're talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Stephen today for the sacrifice during the events at 9/11. And I love to present to you a living memorial picture. I hope this is what it is right here. This is a living picture.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
And Jack is going to do something very magical.
Okay, now. Honoring a USA hero, firefighter Stephen Gerard
Oh my
Siller
goodness.
was the youngest of 7 children born to May and George Siller. At the age of 8, Stephen lost his father, and a year and a half later, his mother passed away, leaving an orphan to be raised by his older siblings. For a while, Stephen went through a period of struggle, but thanks to the love of his siblings and the values instilled in him by his parents, he grew up to be an extraordinary individual and a dedicated firefighter. More than most, he knew that time was precious and accomplished much in his 34 years. On September 11th, 2001, Stephen, who was assigned to Brooklyn Squad 1, had just finished his shift and was on his way to play golf with his brothers when he got word over his scanner of a plane hitting the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Upon hearing the news, Stephen called his wife, Sally, and asked her to tell his brothers he would catch up with them later. He returned to Squad 1 to get his gear. Stephen drove his truck to the entrance of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, but it had already been closed for security purposes. Determined to carry out his duty, he strapped 60 pounds of gear at his back and raced on foot through the tunnel to the Twin Towers, where he gave up his life while serving others. Stephen had everything to live for: a great wife, 5 wonderful children, a devoted extended family and friends. Stephen's parents were lay Franciscans and grew up under the guiding philosophy of St. Francis of Assisi, whose encouraging and inspirational phrase, "While we have time, let us do good," were words that Stephen lived by. Stephen's life and heroic death serve as a reminder to us all to live life to the fullest and to spend our time here on earth doing good. This is Stephen's legacy.
Wow.
Oh my
And not
goodness.
only that,
I tell you.
it plays different music.
So
Wow.
also, Ed, they have 6 or 7 other songs on here that he makes, to whatever that person liked. He puts the music on that they would like. So Ed goes around and donates these to the families of
Wow.
America's heroes.
That is correct. And as you can see on that, it is a great conversation piece. And that is how we can keep the children of the children's of our heroes' memories alive by playing this. Instead of a regular speaker, they can play this during the party. And now Stephen and all our heroes can be the life of the party going forward.
And believe me, he was the life of the party.
Oh,
Wow. You know, man, that's beautiful, man. And so, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about that? I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
right. Yeah. Excuse me. I get emotionally choked up sometimes. But, these pictures, my primary mission was to get it to the families of our fallen heroes of 9/11, because those guys should never be forgotten, and the stories of what happened before, leading up to it, should also be told. It's part of our history that we need to continue on, because this is the type of event, unfortunately, that kind of hits the backbone of ours and say, hey, let's stand up and let's do something and protect this country of ours, And that's why we should never forget our 9/11 heroes, because they're always, they knew what they're getting into. They knew the danger of entering a building and fighting the fires. Our heroes of 9/11, they're going up the stairways while everyone's going down, and they knew the consequence on that. That's one of the things I say. When a fireman goes into a burning building, they know one thing, is that if they stay in there long enough, it's going to come down on them. And they need to get their work done as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. Some of the stories of 9/11, some of the stories of the heroes, I'd like to mention about 4 of them. One of them was NYPD officer Mariah Smith. Okay. And she was down there helping out with people in and out of the building, once delivering wounded people and passing them off, and she'd go back into the building, And she represented many of the heroes that day doing the same thing. Another female captain, Kathy Mazza of the Port Authority, and she was up on the towers, and she was helping people down also. One of the stories about her was that when she got down to the lobby, people were in the lobby, couldn't get out, and the doors were locked, and so she took her revolver out and shot through the glass to help. People were, once they got the glass broken, the people were rushing out of there. Another person I'd like to bring up is Battalion Chief Oreo Joseph Palmer. Okay. Yeah. The last thing they heard about him, he was going up the towers. He took the elevator to the 47th floor, and then he ran up to the 78th floor carrying about 50 pounds of gear. He was a fitness buff, and and he was helping people down, and he was going up, and he knew. And another person that probably not too many people heard of is the FBI agent, Special Agent Hatton. And he was on his way to work, saw the smoke coming from the North Tower, and he stopped and rushed in, And that's what a lot of our heroes did. They didn't run away from it. They went to that tower and helped out whatever they could. And so that's what I just, wanted to show, that our 9/11 heroes, they sacrificed their life knowing full well that they may not make it out of there.
Hold that thought, because we got to take a station break, but this is fascinating. Come back, we want to pick it up, want to talk about all these heroes and also other things that you're doing. So I know you got a project coming up real soon. I want our viewers and our listeners to get an understanding of what that is.
Really get a chance to know who you are.
Greatness
you
to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with...
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, There is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Hello, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
Equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And my great friend, Ed Edward here. I call him Eddie, Edward. But most importantly, I call him friend. And Ed, we are so proud of all of the things that you're doing, especially with your nonprofits and with the organizations that you are supporting and the events, and especially making sure that the memories of the veterans, the police departments, heroes, fire departments, and all other first responders, that we don't forget about the sacrifices that they made, first of all, to our country, to our communities, to our allies, most importantly, to the United States of America. And we have to make sure that when you volunteer and you're willing to give up your life to protect our great nation and the people of our great nations, and sometimes we fall down, but we don't forget. And Eddie, the things that you're doing, and I have witnessed this for the last 3 years, you're making sure that these family members know about the fallen heroes and that they don't go unforgotten. So Eddie, what are the biggest challenges that you might have in making sure that you identify the right people, contact them, your nonprofit getting funding so you can make the great products that you have? And what would you tell the public that are watching this, some of the things that they can help you keep all of these memories and honor so many, many more of our fallen heroes?
Yeah. JC, one of the biggest problem right now is just fundraising. And so that when our heroes go down, I would love to be able to provide that memorial picture to the family right at the memorial, before their Memorial Day. One of my challenges is getting it to the family after the Memorial Day. So I figured that if I can get those pictures to our family by the Memorial Day, our hero will be going home with the family. Their picture will be going home. And that is my goal, is to be able to do that. So one of the things that we're doing to bring awareness to what I'm doing to honor our fallen heroes family is that we're bringing the 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit from Tunnels to Towers here this coming November. And, it's a great way for me to bring awareness of what happened to 9/11, but also bring awareness to what I am doing to keep the memories alive of our fallen heroes. Just like I said, for our heroes to never be forgotten, but unfortunately they are. And so this is my biggest contribution to in my lifetime to give back to our heroes family so that their heroes will never be forgotten. So when we have that 9/11 mobile exhibit coming into Temecula at the Promenade Mall, that's going to be the 3rd of November to the 11th. It will be out here for the public to come and visit. We want to encourage the family to bring their friends and their children. As many children we would love to go through this museum, encourage them to ask questions of what happened. And when they walk through the museum, the mobile exhibit, they'll be able to look at artifacts from 9/11, a jacket that was from one of the firefighters from 9/11, a piece of metal from one of the Twin Towers there. And they'll be escorted by firefighters, retired firefighters who actually was involved on 9/11. And that's what we want to do, is to bring out this museum to Temecula, November 3rd to the 11th. And we will have 4 special nights. The city of Temecula is taking care of the welcoming ceremony. And the next night, we're going to have a firefighters night. The following night, a law enforcement night. And then on the 10th of November, we will have the military night. And each of the nights, we will be honoring fallen heroes' family. And I would love people to reach out to me and says, Ed, we'd like to come and honor. And that's what we're going to do is, as I have more sponsors come on board and want to be part of this, their sponsorship will pay for a picture of a firefighter, a law enforcement, or a military. And the more sponsors I have for this, the more families that we can honor that day and make that presentation, or that beautiful presentation I did with Tunnels to Towers with Frank and Mary Siller there, and we will bring recognition to the family and let them know that we're not forgetting about them. Our community here in Temecula is not forgetting about them, because this is a great community with, we want to help, we want to support our firefighters, our law enforcement, and our military. And James, we have so many active duty firefighters, policemen, military that lives here and work down in San Diego, in LA, in Riverside, in Indio, because this is a beautiful community here in Temecula. Not only we have the wines out here, but we have great people, great businesses out here that support our heroes.
And we do in Temecula. Of course, you already know I've spent time in both Texas and California, and I live in Temecula as well. And I just love our community. I love Southern California. I love our military. I love our first responders. So it's just so great to have folks that have a heart like yours, Ed, to have a heart like yours. So Ed, you mentioned an exhibit. So did it start from another city and it's coming across the country, or it just originated in?
Yeah, let me talk about that 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit. It is from Tunnels to Towers out of New York City, Staten Island. Okay. And it travels around the country, but it rarely makes it out here because we're so far west. The last time it was out here in Riverside County was on Father's Day weekend, June of 2021. That was 4 months after my presentation to Tunnels of Towers, and that was a gift from Mr. Siller to thank me for what I gave them, that one picture. And so we headed out here for a weekend, and we still had several hundred people out there. But you know what? This time we're going to bring it out here with plenty of notice to Southern California to come out here and look at that museum and ask questions about what happened or bring back memories. The people that I would like to have ask questions are our young generations, you know, so that they can find out what happened and see for themselves that something tragic did happen to America back on September 11, 2001, because that story or that moment in time is being forgotten out here. You know, the further we are away from New York City, less and less that we hear about it. And it breaks my heart when I ask someone, have you heard of Tunnels of Towers, or what they do for our fallen firefighters, heroes, our law enforcement? And when I mentioned that, yeah, they paid off our local heroes here, you know, like Deputy Calhoun, Jake Flores, a firefighter. They're taking care of our two police officers up in El Monte area, and more. I mean, they do so much. And now I can have the opportunity to connect that with the name of Tunnels of Towers out here. Yeah. And I would love everyone to bring their friends out and their children out so that they will ask questions of what happened on 9/11 and keep that story going. Yeah.
Got 2 minutes before the break, but
Okay.
Ed, could you tell our viewers and our listeners about how did some of the things that the brave first responders did for humanity right now that encourage everybody to believe and to want to be part of honoring these great heroes, or a minute or less?
Yes, I've been talking mostly about our fallen heroes, you know, but our firefighters, our law enforcement, and our military. One of the things about their job is they're exposed to quite a bit of chemicals, things that can cause cancer. You know, and some of our young firefighters are getting cancer in the line of duty. And what we want to do is, as they're going through their treatment, one of the things that I always say this is they've got beautiful hair, beautiful face. And when they go through treatment, hey, I'm proud to be what I have here. I don't have cancer, but those young men that are going through the treatment, you know, they don't want to leave their home. They don't want to go out. But what we're going to do now is someone asked me about my hat when I gave blood to.
Hold that thought, Ed. We're going to talk about hats for heroes when we get back, you know, from the break. And you walk right into that one, Ed.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
You walk right into that one. So I'm glad that you kind of introduced that. I tell you, as you listen to this great man, if you want to be part of the conversation, we still got time. Tell him, Eddie, we still got time. All you have to do is either pick up the phone, 1-866-577-2473, or whichever platform you're watching this on. Just go to the comments. Ask this great man any question that you might have. Remember, it's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley. The J.C. Cooley Foundation.
We are not a charity. We are veterans. We are warriors, brothers, and sisters. We don't need, we deliver. OpsForVets.com. Handshakes, not handouts.
I'm Albert Rencheria, Marine Chief Warrant Officer 4, retired, Ops for Vets CEO. I invite you to take a look at our organization. You'll quickly understand why out of thousands of groups currently serving our veterans, we have become the most rapidly growing and opportunity-rich team in the market. We have deployed dynamic distributors who are responsible for servicing and growing their regions, East, Central, and West. We provide a complete roster of high-caliber services, produced to create the results you require. Find us on the web at www.opsforvets.com.
Hobby of Country Boy.
Challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and my great friend Eddie is here. And I got to say it again. I have to say it again. This man got a heart made out of gold. His mindset is gold. I mean, his character is gold. A person that gives 80, 90% of their time to make sure that they're remembering others and that they're going to do everything in their power to make sure others remember their loved ones that have already fallen and might be thinking that everybody forgot about this person or that person. Eddie is not going to allow that to happen because that's just not who he is. Hey, Todd, you know, I got to bring you in every now and then, Todd. Todd, what you think about the conversation so far? Todd, can you hear me? I think Todd probably done checked out on this.
Should we call the fire department on?
No, we're not gonna call the fire department. My producer, man, he's one of the best.
Oh, sorry about that, James. I'm doing multitasking today. You're doing two shows at once, but what a great show you have. I love your guests. What a true patriot. I love the mobile museum coming in Temecula. I that's not too far of a drive. I might have to go up there for that.
You know what, Todd? What I might have to do is make sure that me and Michelle is there. Eddie and I had already talked about it a while back. He done probably forgot. And we might have to go there and do a show. I mean,
I like the sound of that.
Put it on television, put it on radio, put it on everything. I might have to do that. And Todd, so I might be talking to you about that real soon.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. You would broadcast up there in Temecula, live from the mobile museum.
We can broadcast live from the mobile museum. We'll make sure that we get it on the radio during that time and get it all over the world on several different networks, television networks. You know, that's something to think about. I'm surprising you with that, Ed. I don't know.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I will have a special booth for you guys out there. You know, you let me know what you need and we'll get it done.
We might do that. You know, so Ed, I want to pick up because you led into the next series of topics that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about hats for heroes. Can you take off your hat one more time? Just lift it up and this.
I want to look like you.
And me and you look just like that, man. But I want to talk about that hats for hero. Can you tell our viewers and our listeners exactly what that is?
Okay, love to. Can I just tell what happened? How I got into this? As you see,
Absolutely, it's your show. It's your show.
this is my hat. I wear this everywhere. Uh, People get to know me as the Filipino cowboy. All right. So what happened was we have a TV station that's down in San Diego, up here in Temecula, and I just happened to be watching it on KUSI, and they had a blood drive going on, and they were asking people to come and donate blood. And the more I listened to it, it was for a firefighter down in San Diego, and they're doing a blood drive for him. So I said, "Oh my God, I got to go down there and give what I can." So I went down there and found the place at their training center down by the airport in San Diego. And I waited in line and to check in. There was a good 10 people in front of me. And this young lady comes up behind me. We started talking, and she mentioned that she liked my hat. I said, "Oh, thank you." And then she tells me that she's here to give blood for what do you call a peer of hers. She's a battalion chief, and the person that's doing the blood drive for her is a battalion chief, Brent Brainerd, and she kept looking at my hat, and I said, "Oh," and then we started talking about the cancer, and I realized that most of our firefighters that are going through cancer treatment are losing their hair. Not naturally like mine, but while they're going through cancer treatment, their hair follicles will fall off. And when that happens, they may not want to go out, and because of people looking at them. And I thought, you know what? Just so that they feel comfortable out there, I'm going to donate a hat. So I have a hat that's coming to the battalion chief down in San Diego. And I realized when I was looking into this a little bit more, doing my research, there's a firefighter down in Chula Vista, another firefighter in San Diego are going through cancer treatment. And then I'm looking at a website. Oh my God, there's cancer throughout the United States. Last year, between the United States and Canada, 238 firefighters had contracted cancer in the line of duty. 3/4 of that died, And I just, okay, this is how I need to do this, In fact, this is a hat very similar to the hat. I'm waiting for another one to come. This is the hat I'm going to give to the firefighter with their own little flag. This one says San Diego Firefighter. And they can wear this wherever they go outside their home, feeling a little self-confidence for them. And that is what I'm adding to my organization, Hats for Heroes, and asking people to donate or sponsor a hero, and email me, contact me on my website, and I can give you more information about how to honor a firefighter, a law enforcement, or even our military who's contracted cancer in the line of duty. They can go to honorusaheroes.org, go into donations, and make a donation there. And
Ed Presnillo, my friend, my great friend. Wow, man. Every time I have you on, man, you just blow me away, man. You had me. I was not even thinking about what I said a few minutes ago, but you remember emotions, music. You mentioned all of that. Most importantly, inspiring. Man, I want to come down and potentially do a show there, talk about this. Uh, Also with my television network, potentially blasted for like 3-4 hours all around the world, man. You got me that excited. And I can do it. I can do it. I think I have to talk to Dr. Cooley, but Ed, we're down to the last minute and a half of the show.
Yes.
What are 3 takeaways in less than a minute that you want our viewers and our listeners to get from this great conversation? Also, I got to have you back on real soon, my friend.
I look forward to that. And the takeaway is never forget our heroes. Do something to make sure that their memories are never forgotten. And I know there's a lot of things out there that you can do to honor a fallen hero. But I'm just, my heart says honor a hero's family so that their memories, the memories of their heroes, will always be with them. And honor them with a living memorial picture. And for those who are contracted cancer, give them some dignity back. Give them some confidence back when they go out. Get them a hat.
I love it, my friend. Hey, my friend. I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much. You know what? I feel so good today. I just don't even know how to explain it right now. Not that I was feeling extremely bad, but just talking with you, meeting with you, chatting with you, and man, I miss you, brother, and I love you, brother. You already know that, So I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank this great man for taking the time to come on the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And just share all this information. We got so much stuff we got to do before November with this man. And I tell you what, I'm going to work with this man. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of conversations, anytime to be part of this, please donate to saving our heroes, remembering our heroes. And also, if you want to be on the show, I'm going to give a few people an opportunity to be on the show. Contact me. But I tell you what, thank you so much, Ed. Thank Dr. Michelle Cooley. Thank Todd. Most important, thank our viewers. It's your life. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life.